Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session focuses on the significance of a language teaching methods course. Well, I hope and expect by the end of this session you would be able to understand why for an ELT student it is important to take a course on language teaching methods. Well, my dear students, the English language teaching tradition has been subject to tremendous changes, especially through the 20th century. There have been various adaptations in language classrooms all over the world, and through the centuries, we can see the changes that have taken place. When it comes to the methodology of teaching of maths or of physics, it has to a greater or a lesser extent remained the same. So, say how maths was taught or physics was taught 20 years back or 2 centuries back, it is almost the same. But when it comes to the teaching of any language or when it comes to the teaching of English, the methodology has changed a lot. And some important milestones in the development of methodology can be noticed. Well, for this purpose, we need to define the language teaching methods. Well, the language teaching method is the set of teaching practices, approaches, and materials that are used by instructors to facilitate foreign language or FL learning. Well, throughout history, methods have responded to the changing goals of language learning. In fact, at different time points, people have learned languages for various purposes. For example, at some time point in history, they learned language for communicating with trade partners. At some other time point or in some other context, for supporting missionaries to make their efforts to spread religion. At some other point, to facilitate interaction or transaction on transnational and global levels. So, language teaching methods have prioritized different skills, for example, listening comprehension or reading or writing or speaking based on the needs of the learners or based on the values and the context of the societies where the language is to be taught and learned. Well, various theoretical underpinnings or understandings of SLA and FLA pedagogy have further informed teaching methods. New research developments and trends in the related disciplines, literature studies, education, and psychology have also addressed the ways of teaching. Language teaching has been around for many centuries, and over the centuries, it has changed. There have been various influences on language teaching. Well, when it comes to the reasons for language learning, there have been different reasons in the different parts of human history. In some eras, language was mainly learned or was taught for the purpose of reading. In some others, it was taught mainly to the people who needed to use it orally. These differences of the purposes of learning a language actually influenced how language is to be taught. Also, the theories about the nature of language and the nature of learning have changed over the times, which have their effect on the language teaching methods. Well, my dear students, a language teaching methods course informs an ELT student on all this and prepares the student as a future teacher to apply those methodologies in the classroom.